Welcome to Willinian Workshop, where work is done just for fun. This series of videos will cover the journey taken to create animal pot plant holders, or as some people say, planter boxes. A couple of these different ones appear in the videos, as the method is the same for all of them. This is the second video in the series and deals with the initial preparation of the parts for the cart. Now that we have cut out all our bits, and they can be done into 4 different categories. One is the handles and the stand, the main bases for the cart, the wheels and the sides. Now what we have to do is actually mark out what we need and where the holes are going to be. We will start with the main bases, and what you'll find is that both the front and the back have got little curves to take away the edges. You can use a compass or any other method. I fancy the simple one where I take a circle and put it on there, right, and do circle. Right. Do the same for the other 3. Also the front, we just got marked front, actually screws on to the base. What we need to do is mark where we want the screw holes, and we do that by just indicating the width of the wood and where you want holes. What we do then is we take that to the sander and do the round bits. What we have to do is actually work out what we have to do with the actual slats for the sides. As you may have noticed, the back is at a slope, and we need to mark the wood so that we get an even slope, bearing in mind that there is a gap between them. The gap I have is 8mm, and I just happen to have 8mm bit of scrap, and what I do is make sure that this is square, right, and then draw a line through there, through the corners to both sides. Then you take, and on the base of the bottom one, we need to mark out screws, where the screws will go, so this will fit to the base. And I usually do this by marking the 15mm, whatever thickness wood you're using, and mark them out. You then take each one, this is the bottom one, so this is screws, and you're marked here where they are, same as this one, screws, and same with this one, with your screws and your screws. There we are, it's ready to go to the next step. Next thing we have to do is the wheels. And you can see we have 2 bits for the wheels, plus members. Yeah, there we go. So now we proceed to mark them out. And it's a matter of finding the centre. Some people like to go like that. I measure the actual halfway between and join the lines. Also mark these down the side. Becomes apparent later that these are used for aligning the cross members. Then mark where you would like your screws. And the screws will be going in the base and then into here, so we don't have to do any filling or anything like that. Then take the cross member, same procedure, mark the middle. Mark the middle here, mark the middle here, and middle, and put your bucks on the end. Do that with the other one. These cross members, to help do the alignment, is actually measure the midpoint there, measure the midpoint there, mark them on the end, do the other three, and we're now ready to go and drill a few holes there. First part we're going to do is just to look at the handles, which holds the actual supports for the animal, and a stand just helps take the weight of the pot plants. The stands just need what side you want the screws. Screws there, and you also want to mark where you want the actual animal support to be. The actual stand itself, the stand stands up like that, and you just mark where you want the screws to actually screw in to the front of the cart. I usually wait until later to do that, but there's no reason to do it now. What we do now is actually to cut the bevels off the ends. Now, you can align it, it's quite easy, or you can actually do it a bit fancier if you like. Look at this great little toy here. Do that. And over there, get a better alignment. I like to do both at the same time, so you get your two aligned properly. Clamp it up. First thing we're going to do is actually drill the holes for the actual edges. Be aware that make sure you have your S's upwards. We've got to shove it in here like so. Also got a little jig to do the actual sloping ends. They just fit in there like this. It's important that you actually look to see which side the actual S's are on before you count. And do for your edges as well. Now we get to the wheels. These are slightly different, but first thing we do is we'll actually drill the actual screw holes. 'Next drill is actually to make the hole where we put the rod to support the animal. To ensure that we have them correct, we line all the bits of wood. $19mm hit. And the idea is actually to go halfway through, more than halfway. The next video in the journey deals with the construction of the cart's body. So if you have any comments on how I can improve, please post them in the comments. Thank you. Have a nice day.